One of the biggest pieces of advice I could ever give people is to keep your mouth shut when shit is not established yet. I'm telling you. Like, if it's still in the process, nothing's secure yet, it's still a plan, keep your mouth closed. Do not tell anyone. I'm telling you. Like, if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice, like, in my videos for about a year, I was making my videos in horrible angles. Like, I'm talking like I would face the phone down like this and be talking to y'all like this just so you could only see the ceiling. Or I would be under a blanket, literally. And I did all that for a whole year just so nobody would notice that I was in a different house, literally. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, people are not paying attention that much. But I know a lot of people personally who would have noticed that I was in a different location and would have started like looking shit up and asking questions. And I didn't want anybody to know that I bought a house yet, because my house wasn't finished with the remodel and I didn't need any evil eye or anybody just doing weird shit. So it's like, no, you feel me? And I didn't say a word until my house was completely paid for and completely done with its remodel. That's why I'm saying, like, keep your mouth shut. When you have a plan, when something's still in the works, do not tell anybody. Move in silence.
I'm going to give you the best piece of advice. If you want to start your own business, if you're running your own business, if you want to pursue a new career, wait for it. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell them. Don't tell your family. Don't tell your friends. Don't tell anyone. And if you have told them, don't listen to what they say, and only listen to people that are in a position that you want to be in. They've done it before you have, or they utterly inspire you, whether that's their strength, whether that's the way they work, their logic, whatever. But just don't tell anyone. No one. People are not going to want the best for you. I know that sounds really like sinister and that sounds like really pessimistic, but they don't. Some people just don't want to see you win. Some people don't want to support you. And you think that they do because they're family and they're friends or they're in your network, but they just don't. Just keep moving in silence. Everything you do. And if they ask you, give them a breadcrumb, but don't give them the whole loaf of bread. Keep it to yourself. And I wish I did that more often. I wish I just kept my mouth shut with certain things more often, because the amount of judgment and the amount of opinions that came my way when I didn't even ask for it, it made me rethink my whole strategy. It made me rethink my whole business plan. And then it actually made me make wrong decisions. So keep focused, keep it to yourself. Just show up, do the thing. And if people have something to say, you're going to block it out. You're just going to ignore it. Like, cool, you feel like that? No problem. Keep moving. I'm going to keep doing me. So I just wanted to say that because someone gave me their opinion on something recently that was actually pretty negative. And this is not someone that I necessarily would aspire to be like or trade places with. And then it just made me feel a bit paranoid about all the decisions I've made. So just don't listen.
Moving in silence was the best thing I have ever done in my life. I have nobody asking me for updates, no one trying to infiltrate on my path, and no one messing up my vision. I'm in the most creative part of my life right now because I'm at the beginning and I'm planning out so much. I have nobody like, oh, what is this? And da-da-da. Oh, you're weird for not telling me this. Or what's the update on this? Or how do you do this? Or can you teach me how to do this? I have none of that because you don't know what I'm doing. And once you guys realize that humans ruin things that they touch, humans ruin things that we can't even help. That's just in our nature. So what makes you think that it's gonna stop at you? What makes you think it's gonna stop with your goals and what you're passionate for? It's just not worth it. And then it's like, what do you get when you tell people what your goals are or what the updates are or what you're working on? Because the people that were gonna support you have already done so. What is you telling this person gonna do? And if you notice, the people that always want the updates, the people that are always in your business are always in the mix, they never support you. They want to know your secret sauce. They keep bugging you until you tell them, and if you don't tell them, you're weird. Those people, never do anything with what you're telling them. You don't support, you don't fund, you don't give ideas, you don't help, you don't like, what am I telling you for? And the sooner we realize that moving in silence is a form of peace, moving in silence is a form of protection. And I feel like the more you tell people with like what you're doing, the further you're going to get from your goal. And when you do reach that goal, it may not be the goal that you imagine or can't even expand to its fullest potential because you done gave yourself out and allowed so many people in on your way there. It's not worth it. When I tell you, I done planned trips, I done have ideas, I done signed some contracts, I'm getting blessed, and no one is gonna know about it until it's out. Period. Best thing, I'm at peace. I can breathe, and most of all, I can think. So I encourage y'all to do the same. Peace, love, and applesauce. Bye.
It pays to move in silence. It is so important to be strategic about what you share, when you share it, and especially who you're sharing it with. When I decided to move to Los Angeles from Maryland, which is where I grew up, my parents shared that update with a family friend. The first thing that family friend said was, wow, we know a lot of people whose kids have moved to Los Angeles and none of them have made it. In fact, they've all come back home because they couldn't make it work. That was the last time my parents ever shared any updates about us with that family friend. Now, this wasn't my parents' first lesson or even my first lesson on the impact of other people's energy on your desires, on your passions, on your dreams, on your journey. When my dad was offered the opportunity to come to the US to move his entire family of 8 here, it was an opportunity of a lifetime. My mom told only one family member she was close to this person, but it was also a complicated relationship. Past jealousy, for example, and she did everything, gave everything to this person, but no matter how much she gave, it was never enough. But this person was family, and she needed support. My father was working and based in Saudi Arabia at that time. Now, in hindsight, I would consider this person a family frenemy. In spite of the complicated dynamics, she hoped that by confiding in this person, she would have an ally, a support system to help her while she was literally uprooting her entire family from one continent to another. Here's where it gets a little interesting. As soon as she told this person the news, I swear everything started going south. This family member would go with her to a pivotal meeting and it would be a complete disaster. People who were willing to help before would all of a sudden just change their minds. I'm not joking. It was horrible. Everything went stagnant. The entire dream almost went down the drain. You could say that those were just coincidences, but my lived experience tells me that spiritual things are real, that energy is very real. We have a saying in the Yoruba culture in Nigeria that I will try my very best to translate. In Yoruba, it goes kokoro tonjefo, arai folowa. It just means that the insects, the bugs that are decimating, destroying your vegetables, the leaves, are actually embedded, latched onto the leaves themselves. It means the intruder is coming from inside of the house. I remember my mom finally coming to the realization that this person did not want the best for her or for our family. This person was not happy for her in spite of them being family. We used to joke that this person's bad juju, this person's bad evil energy almost ruined our lives. In all seriousness though, all throughout our process of moving to America, this person's actions actually matched their energy, and all it did was confirm that my mother never should have said anything to this person, family or not. And surprise, surprise, things actually started to shift, to change for the better once my mom closed the door and stopped sharing with this person. On top of all of this, another family member, distant family member, heard that we were moving and felt this was the perfect time to reach out to my parents to let them know of all of the people that had moved to America and failed in America. I mean, who needs enemies when you have friends and family?